Going on, Trojan family? Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. We are Los Angeles Sports. This is your daily dose of USC Trojans news. Lincoln Riley had his bye-week press conference this morning that I was able to be a part of. So I wanted to jump on here, give some brief takeaways. You know, it's a bye-week presser. He already has spoken to us earlier in the week after practice on Tuesday. So not a ton of new developments, but I did find some interesting recruiting points, I guess, that I want to talk on, plus a quick update on RJ Sermons, obviously one of the highly touted, was a 26 recruit, reclassified, joined the team late, and then had some injuries, so kind of how he's developing. Lincoln Riley talked on that. So wanted to jump on here, chat with you guys, get this up and going. Thank you, everyone that hung out with us on the live call-in show last night. Remember, every Wednesday, 7 p.m., live call-in show. We'd love all of you to join over on the YouTube channel, USC LAFB. I'm also, and I want your guys' comments, so please comment your thoughts below. I've been thinking about this for a while, but on top of everything we're already doing, so nothing else would go away. We'd still have the call-in show, Tim and Madman doing their thing, post-game stuff. But I've been thinking about doing like a live midday show 3 to 4 days a week. So like at noon or 1 o'clock. I know a lot of you obviously at work can't watch, so you'll watch the recap. But for those of you who can, kind of like what I'm doing with these videos, but just make it a live show whether I do it Tuesday, Thursday, whether I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it may be. But keep it consistent live at noon, 30 minutes to an hour. Be able to take some of your guys' questions, a little more interactive. So let me know your guys' thoughts. It'll be kind of like that midday radio show that, obviously everyone that listens to ESPN, Mason Ireland are on at the lunch hour. Back when I used to actually commute or drive for a job, I'd listen to them all the time at the lunchtime hour. And I think Fox Sport 570, AM 570 has like a national show at that time. But that's kind of the thought process. Be able to give some midday listen, do it live, and have some more interaction with you guys. So been thinking about it for a while. I think I want to pull the trigger potentially, but let me know if all you guys think it's just the dumbest idea. You'd rather just get kind of these uploaded shorter videos. We can stick with that. But again, wouldn't take anything away from live call-in show with Tim and Madman and previews with them. So this would just be an addition on top of that. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Always appreciate your input. Quickly, before jumping into the presser, big shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. Make sure to download Sleeper today. It's the #1 app in the App Store on Google Play right now. When you go to make your first deposit, and you might ask, and I've said this before, why am I making a deposit in a season-long fantasy league? Well, they have daily fantasy. They have the live pick'em. You pick 2 to 8 players across any sport and just choose more or less, and you can win real money. So if you deposit $10, they're going to give you $10 to play with. So they're going to match your deposit up to $100. Put in $100, get $100 free to play with. So download the Sleeper app today. Use our promo code USCLAFB, all one word, USCLAFB, to get that match offer. All right. So Lincoln Riley talked to us. Usually these Zoom press conferences are 15, 20 minutes. I did not ask a question today. I typically try to, but on the bye week, a lot of the stuff I was kind of interested in got hit. But good friend Scott Schrader always asks a nice recruiting question, so always appreciate him doing that. I think he's one of the best in the business, as I'm sure many of you agree, in the recruiting landscape, specifically with USC. But asked kind of about, with the bye week, travel plans for the coaches. Are they going to be hot on the recruiting trail? Kind of what's that look like? And yeah, Lincoln said, yeah, they're all that are allowed to, be out recruiting will be out this weekend at high school games. He didn't say who would be where specifically, but mentioned a few coaches will be traveling tonight. So did not say where they're going, but my guess is, the usual kind of Georgia, Texas, maybe Florida, for depending how many are traveling. But he said the vast majority of coaches will be staying right here in California. I think that was kind of the takeaway, that we've talked a lot through this recruiting cycle, how USC has put a huge emphasis on recruiting California and keeping these kids home and rebuilding that Trojan wall around the state of California and the city of Los Angeles. And this just further implemented that the vast, and I assume he is going to be one of them, the vast majority will be staying local and, Northern California too, but trying to catch a bunch of high school games this weekend, because obviously we know how great the high school football is right here in Los Angeles, right here in Southern California, and right here in the entire state of California. And if you've been paying attention to high school football, like I have, and I'm going to start covering more of that on here. But man, there's been some good games. Mater Dei had that kind of an interesting start to their season. They win the game in Florida, penalty ridden, but they're able to hang on. And then they end up losing to Centennial in a game that, they had so many turnovers and penalties as well. And then they come back the next week and beat Bishop Gorman out in Vegas on a road game and kind of reclaim supremacy. Obviously, John Bosco right now is the number one school in the country. But yeah, real interesting season. Centennial's putting together a nice school season for a public school. We're seeing some other schools outside of the Trinity League really showing out. I think you see some in the Trinity League. Orange Lutheran's having a better season. I already mentioned Bosco and Mater Dei. Who else in the Trinity League is playing really well? Santa Margarita with Carson Palmer as the head coach. Obviously, we know some USC recruits there with Trent Mosley and Katauanga. They're having a nice season. And then you got Mission Viejo is having a really nice season. So there's been a lot of great high school ball that now these coaches are going to go and take in this week. And kind of with the interesting schedule, having a bye this week and then 2 games and then another bye, they're able to catch in more of these high school games that they maybe weren't able to catch this week. And so the last part he kind of said on that is, obviously there are recruits in this current class sitting at 32. We'll see if they end up adding 3 more or not. But they do want to obviously see some of these in this class, catch up with them, catch up with their families. But he mentioned obviously starting to look forward to 2027 and beyond. So seeing some of those new kids that we've started talking about that have visited the USC games early on in the season. So they'll be able to pay a visit to some of those. So we'll keep, I'll keep you guys in the loop. I'll see where I think I'll try to do, obviously with the bye week, we'll do a video on Saturday, maybe like a coaching tracker, right? Where they ended up. Cause I think we'll get some ideas of where, for sure, probably Lincoln Riley, of where he was Friday night. I'm sure that'll get out from someone. So we'll see where these coaches ended up and we can do a quick recruiting and coaching tracker on Saturday. So make sure to, if you haven't already, subscribe to the USC LAFB channel and check out LAFBnetwork.com for updates on that. In regards to RJ Sermon's glowing reviews from Lincoln Riley, I think this is a name that, was essentially the top recruit, maybe right under Mark Bowman in the 2026 class, 5-star corner out of Rancho Cucamonga right here in LA or the IE, and reclassified late. Right? It wasn't like the Jakeem Stewart reclassify that happened, in the right before signing period. This was like, or I should say, I guess, early for his class, but late joining the 25 class. Because him and RJ Sermons and Jakeem Stewart should be both in the 26 class. Jakeem Stewart reclassified like 6 months before RJ Sermons did. Obviously missed both signing periods and then reclassified right before the summer and joined USC in July. So missed all of spring camp. Once fall camp hit, he got injured. Nothing serious, but kept him out for a long time. So he was already behind by missing spring camp, already behind by should be a high school senior right now, and then got more behind by getting injured. And Lincoln Riley just basically had a really glowing review saying, like, this kid is going to be I think the word he used was a fabulous corner for this program for years to come. Tons of talent, speed, the awareness that you want to see from the cornerback position. So I know this year there's been a lot of not just growing pains, but not the best play from the cornerback room. This doesn't change what's happening this year, but I think fans should at least still be really excited about the future of the room. Because even with the struggles of Marcellus Williams and Braylon Conley, they're redshirt freshmen, right? Like super young, first time getting playing time, really didn't play at all last year. So they're young guys. Alex Graham hasn't played yet. Obviously, everyone's feeling like he's going to be the savior. He's a true freshman. Like, we'll see what he looks like when he's healthy and he's in there. But RJ Sermons is a guy that I think is going to be CB1. They don't just give out 5 stars to everyone. Super talented. He, I think, will be CB1. And based on what Lincoln Riley said, once he's fully up to speed, he is healthy now. So once he's fully up to speed on the scheme and feels comfortable in the system, we could see him out there. Now, I would prefer not to see him out there because that means the corner play has improved from what we've seen so far. That means guys like Marcellus Williams, Braylon Conley, DJ Harvey, DeCarlos Nicholson, and so on and so forth are all playing much better, and so they don't have to rush RJ Sermons into it. But if needed, and we saw D. Riddick, I did mention, who's also a true freshman, if needed, I think RJ Sermons we could see late down the stretch. And certainly would love to see if this USC team plays like they're capable and we get some more garbage time against some teams and like against UCLA maybe, get some garbage time PT for some of these young guys that missed out early because of injuries. So really excited about RJ Sermons. When he committed, that was such a huge commitment because it's a local kid, it's a legacy, and arguably the best corner in the class. When he was 26, I think depending what recruiting website, he was 1 or 2 in all of them as the number 1 corner. So USC got that. That was huge. And then obviously he reclassifies to speed up his development. And only comment on that, I think, because a lot of people are like, well, why reclassify if you're not like guaranteed to start as a freshman or if you're just going to sit out the year or whatnot. And to me, and I haven't spoken to him or his father, I've read between the lines in some places, like they basically said they reclassified to get in the system with the coaches and develop. And this is not a shot at all to Rancho Cucamonga or that coaching staff, but most high school programs, like you're going to develop as a player much better with your college coaches that are making millions and that's their full-time job. I mean, think about it. A lot of high school coaches, it's not even a job. It's like a hobby. It's like to help out kids after school. Like the head coach gets paid. A lot of the assistants are just there to help out, maybe get like a small stipend here and there. I remember when I played high school ball, like my receiver coach, I don't even know I can't even remember, good guy, nothing, but I can't even remember if he actually ever played receiver. He was just like helping out. So you go to college early because you're going to get so much more coaching, focus, and development, regardless if you actually play in the games or not that early. And now with, red shirts and all these different eligibility things, like you're not worried about wasting a year. You got plenty of time, and especially with NIL too. So that's that. Glowing reviews. Last thing, fun question. In these pressers, they always do they now do this, I always forget what they call it, but they take like a content creator question because USC, we have a phenomenal content creator community. I'm blessed to be credentialed, but I still always consider myself a content creator, not necessarily a journalist. And so I should shout out the name. I'm drawing a blank of who asked it. I'll try to find that while I'm talking without any dead space. But asked, with the Olympics coming to LA, who would be the 4x1 team on USC? Interesting, fun question, right? USC Priority is one who asked it, at USC Priority. Shout out. And so Riley's response, I think, immediately, no surprise to anyone, Tinook Hines. We all know that, right? Track star in high school, super fast. We've seen him on the field. So Tinook Hines, and then it was RJ Sermons. So again, another glowing review of this guy's athleticism and speed, even through injury. And then Eli Sanders, who we've seen with that kind of breakaway speed. And then Romero Eisen, who we haven't seen yet much on game days, but had a good fall camp, true freshman receiver they're really excited about, bright future, and obviously a burner. So I just thought that was a fun question. So well, there you go. There's a quick little takeaways from Lincoln Riley's presser. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts on me going live 2 to 3 days a week, midday, every single week. See if we can get that rolling. I think it'd be a lot of fun, but if you guys hate it, let me know. But yeah, I'll be back with more stuff here. We're going to just keep cranking out more content, more videos, and have some fun as we're in the bye week right now. So let's try to have some fun. There's been a lot of angst, anger, negativity after the loss, rightfully so. But, not sunshine pumping, but hey, let's have some fun this bye week and see how this team can turn things around. So thank you as always for hanging out with me. And as always, fight on.